Journey, as much as I liked this movie, I think you're gonna lose like 12 subscribers.
Hey guys, it's Journey, and today we are going to be reviewing the Emoji Movie. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, I would click off this video because there's going to be spoilers.
You definitely don't want to spoil your experience.
Doesn't matter.
And
spoiler alert.
You can walk into the movie within like 10 seconds, and there is no spoilers. You'll know the plot within about 15 seconds.
Or you'll sit along and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, you will enjoy the movie.
I hope you're beginning,
and I hope that you actually go watch this movie.
No, wait, listen.
And then come back and watch this video.
I think
so. The other day we went to go watch the Emoji Movie as a meme, and yeah, and this is our thoughts on it. Let's explain the plot of the movie. The plot of the movie is that Gene is an emoji, but he's not a correct emoji. He's like a malfunction because he's all different types of emojis. And so they try to kill him, and then he goes off into other apps with his friend. High Five?
Yeah.
Wow, the plot's so intriguing that I remember all the characters'
And they meet
names.
a hacker, and they like...
What was the hacker's name?
Hacker?
Hacker, there you go.
That was a trick question.
No, we got it right. Okay, come on.
No, her name was Jailbreak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
Jailbreak, so idiots.
And so Jailbreak is gonna help them, like help Gene become a normal meh emoji, if he helps her go to the Dropbox cloud or whatever.
You've explained this very poorly.
Yeah.
It was written that poorly.
Yeah. No, it was written
She
quite
did it
well.
justice.
No, I was
Who
not...
wrote this movie, Sammy?
Hold on. And by the way, written by Tony Leondis, Mike White, and Eric Siegel. Siegel, I've heard that name before.
It took 3 people to write a movie this bad?
I mean, good.
This girl named Jailbreak who's actually a princess, or something.
That was the biggest, like,
it was the
reveal.
Craziest thing?
I fell asleep for 30 minutes, woke up, leaned over to Sammy, said, that girl is the lost princess, and then she took her beanie off and was like, oh.
I wasn't expecting it. Like, I really thought.
How many times did you cry during the Emoji Movie?
I cried once during the
Opinion?
Emoji Movie.
Irrelevant.
Exactly.
I cried once. No, I cried once because the two parents, they like fell in love and they were happy and they were like, I love you. And then the dad was like, I'm the reason why Gene is like this. Then she was like, oh, I love you. And they were in pairs and they're like, oh, don't worry.
Okay, no, hold on. Real quick. Raise your hand if
you like the Emoji Movie.
No. Raise your hand if you didn't cry about a minute-and-a-half sequence about lifeless yellow orbs on a movie screen.
I didn't cry, I just really enjoyed it.
I never had to mention High Five guy yet because he was the most irrelevant, underdeveloped character I've ever seen before.
What was he?
He was a high five emoji.
No. Was he English? What? Was he Australian? What was he?
He was Emojian.
He didn't have an accent.
Emojian.
He was like, oi, crikey, mate. You know, we gotta go over here real quick because we gotta throw some shrimp on the Barbie. Like,
he was.
He had no constant accent. It was the worst voice acting I've ever heard.
He was like,
awful.
What? I can't get in the club in his Emojian voice.
I just want to say that this movie had a really good combination of like comedy, a love story, action, and
I wouldn't say
action. I really hope you're being ironic.
No, there
was some action.
There was action. There was just not a love story.
There was like kind of a love story. The parents, the two teenagers.
They tried to make a love story. First of all, the parents are already married. That's not a love story.
I know, but they got into a fight and they
does not matter.
No, because if Gene never ran away, they never would have solved anything. Like he would have never came out with his big. That is true.
No, because if Gene wouldn't have run away, they wouldn't have had the problems. There were about as many plot holes as there were annoying characters.
How many annoying characters were there in the movie, David?
Okay, let's go ahead and go through it. High Five.
Yeah.
Every single troll that was in the movie.
Okay, I didn't like the trolls. Those were annoying because they were antagonists.
I'm still going. Okay. I'm still going with the trolls.
There was like 5.
Okay, both poop emojis.
No.
Because poop is the lowest form of comedy, and if you find that funny, leave right now. The crying face that just won the lottery.
At the beginning of
the Christmas tree, the cactus.
That was supposed to be ironic, David.
Exactly. The elephant along with the air emoji, because you know it's hilarious that this kid put together the elephant and the air emoji as if the elephant was farting. And then
No, that part was funny.
Dude, I'm sorry you don't like a movie made for 7-year-olds.
I'm sorry you do.
Exactly. It should be. No, it's to show that I'm just a wholesome kid guy.
You are a
A
wholesome
wholesome kid
You're
guy.
either who has a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
They literally said words.
Yeah, this kid.
Words are overrated.
That
and then
kid.
they're like, every kid just communicates with single emojis.
Yep.
For one, I don't know why that aggravates me so much. Maybe because it prates like, oh, millennials are such idiots. But also the fact that what was his name? Alex?
Yeah,
It's
Alex
like,
was the kid.
I'm going to steal this girl's heart and I'm going to make her love me by sending her an emoji that does multiple things. Like Skype has had that for 14 years.
Because it's literally a bug.
You both are saying, "Oh, this movie is so bad" because of the whole trend. They
We've
hated
given
this movie.
you like multiple structural reasons as to why we don't like it.
We're giving actual reasoning. Y'all are like, colors!
But there was a single emoji that both winked, smiled, and made a poop at the same time.
He also
somehow somehow
And he also did the shy face. The shy
somehow
face.
represented that to this girl that wow, Alex has a sensitive heart and he's capable of all of these emotions at the same time. I might as well fall in love with him now.
It was all
And then the movie resolved itself.
It was just a very nice, wholesome, feel-good, accept yourself kind of movie, and that has a good message.
It only
Really,
made me
Sammy?
want to accept to
Really,
never
yes.
use an emoji ever again.
Really, Dave? Yes.
No. Because if it was a story about acceptance, first of all, the character of Jailbreak would not have been included. Or at least having that in-depth of a background to the character of Jailbreak would not have been included at all. Because she wasn't accepted. The last thing we heard of her was her getting yelled at by her mom.
True. That is very true.
That is exactly what happened. Because she took off the beanie when they finally got back into Emojicon land or whatever we called it. When they finally got into the cube, and she took off the beanie, and then her mom started yelling at her, and she said, "Not now, Mom." That's exactly what happened. And then also, if it was about acceptance, then why is the dad still a meh?
In the end of the movie, it wasn't just the girl took off her beanie and the mom was like, "What?" What happened was they were all allowed to go into the club. Everyone went to the club, had a good time, and then they were like, "I just wanna feel this moment."
I hope your video gets flagged and taken off.
Me too.
Sure, we can expose these. Like, we haven't even talked about even a fraction of the myriad of horrible issues with this movie. We haven't talked about its plot holes, really how it was bad. Maybe the color scene was good and had a cool Spotify part, which for some reason
I didn't like
The
that.
Spotify part was the best thing about
But I
that.
think
They used the wrong colors.
Doesn't matter. The things I actually, the reason I said Sammy didn't pay attention was because Smiler, which is the main villain of the movie,
Oh, I hate her.
she got
Same, but I
these
hate everyone
virus
in this
bots
movie.
that went and found malfunctions and destroyed them, which Gene was a malfunction. He should have been destroyed. That would have made for a much better movie.
Then it would have been done.
Exactly. So they went and they sought out these characters that had escaped from Emoticon land, and they were unsuccessful. They kept defeating them. So Smiler downloaded an illegal upgrade to the virus bot to make it the most powerful thing in the phone, and the way they defeated it was by running straight at it and sliding under it, getting into Dropbox, and then I was like, okay, this is actually, the sliding under it was ridiculous, but he wasn't able to get into Dropbox because Dropbox is a secure app and it was illegal, so he wasn't able to get through it. Right? So they get into Dropbox, they go through all these passwords, they get past the firewall. I thought that was neat. Okay. They get into this place where Jailbreak can turn Jean into the meh emoji, which she doesn't even end up doing. She just kind of says like, "Oh, I mean, you're kind of a friend to me," and so that clinically depresses him for some reason.
Yeah, and he becomes meh.
So that's how he becomes the man. He's walking back, and then somehow the illegal virus that wasn't able to get in anyway reaches through the cloud and pulls Jean out.
I think that was like the most predictable of the movie because at first he couldn't get in, and they got in, right? And it shows a clip of them in, and then it shows a clip of the virus outside of the Dropbox, like thinking. Like
How
it
did
was,
he get in?
I don't know, but it was predictable that he was going to find a way to get
How
in.
did he get in?
That was like
Because
the
it's the
only.
most powerful thing.
Yeah, that was like the only predictable part of the movie.
He
I
probably
said
went
only
above.
predictable part?
Maybe he found a door.
To an app.
Creativity. Writers are
Also,
creative.
it's a virus, so he probably
How do you
could
think
hack
the
his
writers
way
would feel if
into
they heard all the
Dropbox.
negative stuff? He was-
I looked over at a point where I was laughing on the the Paris thing, and you were both.
Yes.
And at that moment, that very moment, I was so ready to walk out of the theater and say, "They got him. It's over."
Of course, again, it was not a fantastic movie, but it was definitely better than I expected, and it had a pretty good message, I would say, aside from the plot
It did.
holes and stuff that they pointed out. That's my opinion. Next.
This movie was even remotely enjoyable to watch, and it wasn't. I had no time. I felt like I was in the movie theater for hours. It was completely boring. It was totally predictable. I enjoyed nothing. I found it insulting. I found that the fact that this thing even had a budget was kind of humiliating.
Either way.
I think the movie was really good. I think it's going to be really enjoyable for kids, maybe even teenagers who enjoy a good meme. Like, even if you want to make fun of the movie, or if you just like animation movies, you should really go you should just go check this one out. And sure, there are flaws in this movie, but there's flaws in every single movie out there.
Ready about a road
If you wanna watch a meme movie, go watch like Captain Underpants.
good.
That was
Yes,
honestly
that was
a good movie.
it was a good
hilarious.
meme, and it was actually fun.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this movie is without a doubt the worst piece
No, it's not.
of any form of art I have ever seen.
You're just over-exaggerating.
No,
Let him
not
speak.
at all. I would rather go watch 14 toddlers run around on a stage for 8 hours than watch this movie again.
That's incredibly specific.
Yeah, and it ended with a song that I have never seen a good movie use.
If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And you can give it a thumbs up for all of us arguing.
Is that all you got?
The intro was about as good as the Emoji Movie. I mean the outro. Oops.
If you guys enjoyed this and you want us to make more of these movie reviews, let us know down in the comments and we can all get together, watch a movie, and then make something for you guys.
And none of us actually hate each other. Of course I hate the movie and maybe Sammy doesn't for some reason.
I don't hate it.
But it's
Disclaimer.
it's just
movie,
like
yeah.
it's a friendly argument.
I hope you guys have a good day. See you soon.